live stream the Twitch. Well, let me just log in.
That's interesting.
Okay, well, that seems like it's working. Say something.
Test, test, test.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's actually pretty simple. Okay, so this Among Us Talk podcast has been kind of a dream of mine to do for years, ever since I joined Waffle House. Um, and when I joined, I saw someone, I think it was Bricknick, was doing some sort of Among Us podcast, and I'm like, wow, like that's amazing. That is goals. Because I just love talking about Among Us. As anyone who has talked to me on Discord knows. And I was like, you know what? There's no better time than the present, and all the construction on my house is done. So finally have some more free time. And so I thought it'd be fun to start. And let me bring up the agenda.
I don't think I've ever heard
Mhm.
an Among Us podcast.
I have. There's been some wild ones. A lot of times they have been either I've seen some like VOD review ones, and Bricknick did a couple. Uh, Bricknick was a ranked Among Us player, and they did. I know they did one with like Five Up a few years ago, and it was wild. It was uh like kind of it was at a time where Ranked Among Us was still playing on .5 vision. And I think Cell also went on that, and they were talking like kind of about the pros and cons of like different play styles and like doing tasks. Like Ranked Among Us was different at that time, uh, versus like the way Ranked Among Us is now played in like Blaze. Uh, there were like med scan claims and like camping. There was no limitations on like camping admin, camping cams. I remember an argument used for camping admin was if you don't camp admin, then the imposter can just claim somewhere they're not. And that's when I remember Five Up going and saying, but what about like clears? And I remember it was interesting. I need to find that and watch and send it to you one time. I don't know if you haven't seen it, it's definitely worth a watch.
No, but I guess I also missed
Hmm.
what 3 years of Among Us
Yes.
because I didn't start playing.
Hmm.
I actually started playing right when the boom happened,
Hmm.
um, and it was Five Up that told us in the Mafia community, "Hey, download this game. We're gonna play it." And we played it for a couple weeks, and then he got invited to like the big games with like the big
Hmm.
streamers, and that's how he kind of blew up. So we played a little bit after he blew up, and he played with us, but then it kind of died out. I think people kind of got bored of it pretty quickly in the Mafia community. So then, I mean, naturally, I stopped playing it. Um,
Hmm.
but I would have Five Up streams on my phone with earbuds in while I was working. Um,
Hmm.
so I would consistently listen to like all his streams every single morning while at work, kept me busy. Um, so I followed Among Us, but I didn't like play Among Us really
Hmm.
um, until 2003. Um,
2003. You mean
actually,
2023?
yeah, you're right. Actually, I played a little bit at the end of 2022,
Hmm.
um, but then I had my daughter, so I stopped playing. And then a couple months after she was born, I was like, I'm bored. I want to get back into like Among Us with these people that I just met, which was like Kara,
Hmm.
Yuri, Jazzy
Hmm.
Kate. So I actually saw them playing on Bobsled, Yuri and Kara.
Hmm.
And I'm like, hey, how do I get into that? And that's kind of how I got invited to Waffle House.
And then you
And
messaged me.
and then I messaged
I
you,
remember that.
and then I think I killed you or something.
You killed me immediately. Or you turned me into follower, which is basically the same thing.
Yeah, yeah. It was a time.
Yeah, I remember getting that message from you. And I remember it was in the back of my head when we started doing like the Vanilla Plus Thursday lobbies that you were interested in that. So you were signing up for lobbies, and I think I slotted you in like half spots at first and then full spots. And then I remember when we started Vanilla Plus, I'm like, oh wait, Gunny, when they messaged me, that's what they were originally interested in. Uh, so
I think I had to flex that I knew 5 up and I was a 5 up mod to
okay.
get
I
in.
got like 5 messages like a day from people like, oh, I know 5 of like, but yeah, no, I think that you were actually a mod, but yeah, I think a few people were like 5 up told me to message you, and I was like, I was kind of go in it with like a blank slate for anyone. Try to people like when someone joins, I try to keep it mostly the same. Um, okay. I wanted to also start off by asking you some getting to know you questions. Like, what is your favorite imposter role?
Um, that's a tricky one.
I have like a guess, but it's okay.
I think it's a tie.
Mhm.
The most fun is Parasite.
That's what I thought you were gonna say, but I knew that's why. Yeah.
The most fun is Parasite, but it's so broken when I'm playing it. I feel like it feels illegal just because other people haven't played it enough or don't know how to play it. That when I play it, I feel like I play it very well. Um, firsthand.
Mhm.
Um, but then I would say my favorite would probably be Minor, just because I have the minor spots in several maps. Like Polis have like boiler room, labs, behind the rock. I think I usually get down 3 to 4 minor vents round one. And then the rest of the rounds I use my minor vents to get kills and just make it chaotic because people don't know how to clear with minor vents. Because you really
Mhm.
can't clear people with that many minor vents around the map. Um, we can go into it later, but
That's very true.
uh,
And I think
yeah,
the parasite thing when Gunny's like, you know about parasite being broken. I think my first game playing back modded in like a year. I didn't really know about Parasite, but I was basically it was a final like four, final three situation, and I was on vitals with Gunny when the body died, and so I'm like, oh, they're clear, and then like me and Gunny like move off, and I'm like, and like I know that Gunny's not Warlock, but I button and I'm like, oh, it has to be. I think it was Rikno, and then I
yeah,
know that it was Gunny and it was Parasite, and I was like, oh, that's crazy. Um. Okay, but yeah, I also yeah, minor is very interesting and can definitely like if you play it correctly, it can be very OP. But I think
yeah,
it has like a balance.
yeah.
Okay.
Because I usually
Hmm.
for minor round one, I will actually go straight to specimen through like admin bot decon, place a minor vent, and escape before anyone gets down there. Um, or I try to get there. I don't know. It kind of depends on who you're playing,
Hmm.
your partners. Um, but yeah, I usually I place like 2 or 3 mines round one, and then with imp chat on, you tell your partner, and it just becomes I think very easy at that point.
I
Um,
remember you messaged me that one. I have vents everywhere, and I'm like, I don't know how to do vents. I hadn't used vents in so long. Okay. What is your favorite crew role?
um, the most fun is Vigi
Okay.
because then like you can have a pretty good shot at shooting someone out.
Hmm.
Or if you like to meme like me, like shoot yourself out for fun to make it more confusing for everyone else.
Yep.
But other than that, I don't think I use crew roles very much. Um, I don't know. I guess it just kind of depends on the settings.
Yeah. Fair
Um,
enough.
yeah, I don't know. I don't use crew roles very much. unless it's like Guardian, and I try and protect someone who I think has been dying a
Mhm.
lot. Um, if the setting is on that you can
Mhm.
Guardian yourself, I'll Guardian myself and then run to like weird spots and then bait the imposters and kind of trade one for one, but that's kind of scummy.
Yeah,
Which
NWG is probably still bitter about that.
is kind of BM, like what I told you earlier, bad mannered. I feel like that's a kind of a BM play to do with that role.
Like going to sheriff like under storage and just spamming kill so that
Yeah, just kind of a ick play. Um, but it's funny when it works.
there's a reason I
Um,
turned that off.
yeah.
Okay. So who is your favorite imposter partner?
Um, Probably you.
Yeah.
I think we have the a very I'd say you or Mads.
Mm, totally
Both of
fair.
you I have very high win rates for.
Hmm.
Um, just because if I'm imposter and you're my imposter partner, I can go on a killing spree, get thrown out at like 6, and then you just clean up from there. Like
Yeah.
like
Sometimes.
a lot of times as imposter, I will try and get down to like a final 6, um, and get pretty much all the sus where they have very little to none, and it kind of just carries them for the rest of the game.
Hmm.
That's my whole goal, is to kind of like slingshot my partner to victory. Um,
It's a good strategy. Like suck up a lot of the sus and then hopefully they're kind of clear and crew is kind of confused what to do.
yeah, because a lot of people don't vote earlier on like 8, 9, like when there's 8 or 9 people alive, unless it's like hard accused or if they're the only person left. Um, so if I can get like a solo double or even like a solo triple, then and my partner's
Hmm.
been clear the whole entire round, they keep that person they were with the entire time alive, and it's like victory from there. Um,
Hmm.
it's when I go on a rampage and then my partner makes one kill and they get caught for it that loses me games. Otherwise, I think um, I have pretty high, a decent win rate as imposter.
Yeah, you definitely do. I think you always do really well. You always clutch up those like 1v7 situations and
Yeah, but that's if I get imposter. I've been on a very dry run. I think in the last 3 lobbies I've gotten imposter once, and that was last night or Thursday night.
mhm.
The 2 vanilla lobbies before that, I did not have imposter at all.
I know one
So
of I think like the one there was definitely one in like the end of September where you had imposter like 4 or 5 times. But yeah, I do
yeah,
remember you got imposter
that
once,
was
yeah.
actually 5-Up's first night playing with us. I think
Hmm.
I got imposter 4 times and I won 3 of the 4.
Nice. Okay. Who is the crewmate you are most afraid of? Like that you will kind of go out of your way to kill if you have a good opportunity. I have a
Ar-
guess.
what's your guess?
Our man.
Our man. Um,
We love our man here. We love our man here. We are all our man fans.
yeah. Um, our man is a very good crewmate. Um, and isn't loose as the clearing people as most people are. They might like pass by and be like, you can clear that person, but our man is very like, no, I haven't seen you for 6 seconds. Like, you can easily get there. And he's right. And he'll call that out. And he's not afraid to call that out. Um, but he also tunnels a lot, on like meta stuff. So our man's probably usually not a first round kill. It'll be like
Hmm.
a second or third round for me. Um, I don't target round 1 kills unless they're like, I don't like making bad kills.
Yeah.
So like I don't get caught killing somebody most of the time. Uh, just because I think I'm not a lot of people use the light sabotage very well, I think. And
Hmm.
I'll turn off lights and kill somewhere, or I'll linger outside under drop ship and kind of see when people leave. Same with Skeld. People like to linger in cafeteria and they're going to be dead. So,
Yeah. So you get for lingering in cafeteria. Don't do cafeteria download off cooldown. It's a death sentence.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Those are my getting to know you questions. Now we can move on to this vanilla versus modded topic. And I want to ask you, when is the last time you played like vanilla, vanilla Among Us? Not like vanilla tweaks, just vanilla Among Us.
Um, Vanilla Among Us. I actually recently,
Mhm.
um, that server that Arman, Frosty, and them playing, like that LJ owns. I actually played a few games in there recently. I got to use the Viper role,
Oh, that's exciting.
which the setting we had on it, like the body decayed after 20 seconds. Um, and I was able to kill 3 people in one round as Viper because the first body decayed. And then I had enough time between the two other kills to, so it was a very easy game with Viper. But uh, yeah, the decay was kind of weird with like a delay. Because you can actually, when you kill somebody, you can actually see the acid on them.
Hmm.
So like I remember as a crewmate, I found a body that had like acid and it like I could still report it, but I knew it was a Viper that killed. And apparently you can kind of tell how old the body is based on how much of the body is gone.
Okay.
Um, so
Yeah,
yeah,
interesting.
pretty recently, but I don't play vanilla Among Us. I think like I'm only like level 50 in Among Us, even though I have like 900 hours in the game.
I think I'm
But
forever
that's
93 or something.
yeah, that's nothing compared to a lot of people that's played. But
Yeah. I was watching Learns play Vanilla Among Us last Monday, and I couldn't believe that they were playing Vanilla Among Us on Mira and Skeld because of the vent flaps. It feels like the vent flaps makes those maps so unplayable in my opinion.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's why Stellar Rolls is you can still do I don't know,
Hmm.
can you have the vanilla rolls in Stellar Rolls? I
I
don't think
mean,
you
not
can.
like in combination with stellar
Gotcha.
rolls. You can't like have them in combination. You can have it, but I think everything has to be turned off. I have never tried this. Uh, I think we've wanted to incorporate some vanilla rolls into stellar rolls, but it hasn't happened. But
Yeah.
yeah, I
I don't
was
I
watching Learns and they were on Skeld and two people were medbay cleared by, I think, accident. Uh, I don't think anyone like canceled their scan and there were like vent flaps and I was like, why aren't you using stellar rolls? I think
yes,
mobile, but
especially oh, I can see that if people are playing mobile.
yeah, I think that's the only reason I can think of not to play stellar rolls at this point. The quality of life adjustments are just so much better. Which is why I think 5-Up uses stellar rolls for their vanilla lobbies. It's really hard to go back to just playing vanilla after being able to
Yeah.
turn off cameras, having like the map rotation like as like percentages, like imposter chat, vent flaps, not seeing names through walls, so many quality of life improvements.
Yeah. I remember I was watching a streamer and they do the town of us and they just now implemented imp chat and people were like, oh my gosh, that's so strong, like that's so cool, such a good idea. And I'm like, we've been doing this for a while now.
Yep.
Like they don't even have parallel scan, they still med scan people and it's gross, takes the fun out of the game. But they also play with like neutral killers and like
Yeah, I think
jester
it's
and the the fun rolls is
yeah,
what
the fun
I'd probably
rules.
call it.
Yeah, I think it's just I can't see Town of Us as like it's for chaos. It's fine. Uh
Yeah. I love
I,
chaos, but I
mhm.
I don't know if I could ever do that.
Okay. And so what do you think of vanilla plus versus vanilla like with like the just tweaks, like the quality of life tweaks? Like, what do you think about
Like
adding? Like, do you think that adding the imposter roles like uh just makes it less of a deception game, or do you think it adds like a fun element? What are your thoughts on?
I think it adds a fun element because you have to actually like think more, especially with like hacker.
Mhm.
I think hacker is the strongest vanilla plus uh, role for imposters. Not my favorite, but it's very strong. If I do have it, I'll
Mhm.
use it. Um, but yeah, um, with that, I mean, like when you're doing vanilla plus, you have to think, oh, there might be an undertaker. So when you go look for bodies, you have to check right reactor. You have to check left reactor. You have to check under storage. Because if you don't, those bodies will never be found, and you'll have to waste a button.
Yeah.
Um, and then once you know there's a undertaker in the game, like it becomes easier for crewmates to go look for undertaker bodies.
Mhm.
Um, but then you can also, as imposters, like I don't know how many times I've died on right reactor checking for undertaker bodies. Um, but yeah, um, I like the element of the game. Without the imposter rules, I think the imposters have to think a little bit more about their kills.
Mhm.
Um, Whereas Undertaker, I'm like, oh, I'm just going to kill outside, pull his slabs, and drag him to right reactor. That's probably not going to get found because people don't think to look there. Um, so you kind of have to think more about your kills if you don't have like a safety net, like minor safety net, you can vent to the other side of the map.
Mhm.
And if people aren't looking out for minor vents, um, like the God spot ones, they'll never know. Like I've won games that way. Um, Especially if they don't know until like the second or third round when already three or four are dead. Um, but that just makes me as a crewmate look out for that more, just because I know it's a possibility.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, so I don't know. I like Vanilla Plus more.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I don't know if I would ever do just basic imposters unless it's cultist follower. Um, that's only okay because then I get to choose my partner,
Yeah, it's
and it's gonna be
fun.
you.
Yep, it's always me. And then yeah, cultist follower is so strong. Especially with the kill timers, but if one partner is voted out, then it's just done. Because
Oh,
well, it's not done, but you're a vanilla imposter once one partner is voted out. It loses a lot of its strength. One thing I really always liked about Undertaker is I always felt like I could look at admin table, I could see how many were dead, look at admin table, and be like, we have an Undertaker. I need a button, like, or I need to check right reactor. Like if there was like several dead and like no one showing up on admin table, or I can like see the flow of people, I could tell if there was an Undertaker. It was a gift.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, I really just think the imposter rules just add like a little something without making it feel very
Busted.
busted,
Yeah,
but also it feels like a little less dry than vanilla imposter, in my opinion, at least. Um, like regular
yeah,
Among Us is fun, but yeah, I like that little element of something personally.
yeah. And I like how we have
Hmm.
the invisible or distance killer rolls off,
Hmm.
um, which I don't know is a topic because I'd love to talk about some of those
That
roles.
that will be next. That will be next.
Yeah,
But so now like now we've kind of gone over like vanilla plus. I want to talk a little bit about uh adding in more roles. Like for I'm this is more like the like what do you think that like modded Among Us with roles can be competitive? Like say we're on 11 people. Do you think it's 11 people, like the old cells lobby settings? What are your thoughts on like competitive, like modded?
It can be competitive, but it'll
Hmm.
never be the to the degree of a vanilla plus lobby
Hmm.
or on 10. I think that is peak um, Among Us. Vanilla plus 10 players is the sweet spot, two imposters. Um, we'll talk about this later, but Mafia has the peak setup. We call it All Stars. It's 15 players, two night zeros, so two people don't even get to play the game. But then it starts the day out at 13 players, three Mafia. So then you've got 10 villagers, three Mafia, or if there's a save, 11 villagers, three Mafia. Um, any more than 15 games are chaotic because you've got so many people talking at the same time. Anything less, you have to do what is called like mini Mafia, which is like faster games with more roles. So 10 players is a sweet spot. Sure, you can call it competitive, but it's not to the sweatiness or
Hmm.
I think the try hardness as
Of
10.
Vanilla Plus.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think like when I was watching some VODs back recently, I think with Frosty and Armin and Kami the other day, and I was like, oh yeah, it was very interesting and competitive, but there was always somewhat can be an element of RNG. For example, we used to play with Jester.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's I think once I love Jester, I love the
Yeah.
role, but I think as soon as you add Jester, it becomes a fun lobby. It's not a no longer competitive.
Hmm.
Same with like neutral killers. I think neutral killers belong in a fun lobby. Um, even like executioner. Um, arsonist, it's very hard to win as arsonist, but still like arsonist has to fake tasks so they can see if somebody runs up and kills underneath them or um, yeah, I think arsonist is probably
Hmm.
the most fun neutral role.
Oh, yeah, I like Arsonist. It's such a good neutral role. I
Yeah.
think when I first joined like the bobsled group and we played with Jester, I think it started out where it felt like a bit competitive because it was really hard to get Jester wins. A lot of times like the evil guesser would shoot out the Jester. And there were some like fun, good Jester plays, but I think it got to a point where people just got too good at Jester, where it would just felt like if you're imposter, you're just having to shoot out Jester for like anything. And it just kind of
Yeah.
took away some of the fun.
Um, I know if there's a jester in the game, like if there's a guaranteed jester, as like a vanilla crewmate or a crappy crewmate role, I might try and be very jester like and be like, oh no, don't vote me, and like try and get the imposters to shoot me as jester because then they just die and it just becomes so much harder for the other
Yeah.
imposter. So yeah, it's I know what is it, the town of us, they have a modifier for imposters called double shot. So like you can
Oh my God.
shoot somebody and if you're wrong, nothing happens. But if you shoot again and you're wrong again, you're dead. And I mean,
I
you can only use it once, but it's like, oh, this person seems very jester. Let me jester check them. Oh, they're jester, they're dead. Or nope, they're not jester. We can vote them. Uh,
oh, I hate that so much, but
yeah.
I think yeah.
I frequently watch a streamer who does the town of us um mod. Like
Mhm.
they've been doing like themed ones. They had like a Pokemon theme one. They had like a Call of Duty theme. Like it's like a private um mod pack,
Mhm.
but they had like all these different themes and yeah, it's just insane. And I think it really works well with those type of games with proxy chat
Yeah.
because it's going to be chaotic. So
Yeah. I actually like I think I've mentioned to this to if you and a lot of other people. I actually like proxy chat. I think it's fun. It's just you consider it a different game. So like I'm not like worried at all. I'm not gonna be like stressed out. I just like, oh, it's proxy chat. It's a different game. Like we're not taking this seriously. When people take proxy chat seriously, that's when I'm like, why are we taking proxy chat seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, I'll be honest, I don't like proxy chat with stellar roles.
that's fair.
I think stellar roles is just too balanced for proxy chat. Where if I'm playing proxy chat, I want to be like the transporter in Town of Us and like
Oh no.
transport people around, or like um they in the streamer lobbies I've watched, they added the role from Goose Goose Duck called the Cannibal, and it in Goose Goose Duck it's the pelican, and you can like swallow somebody and have them inside your belly and only you can hear them. It's the most fun role because it's like a proxy
We
chat.
really wanted to add that to we really wanted to add that to seller roles, but we
Yeah.
when I tried talking to them in the proxy chat community about adding that role, I was there was no response from them.
Yeah,
'Cause,
I
'cause
think it'd still be a fine neutral. It's not. I guess it is a neutral killing role, um, but yeah, it's just so funny to like eat somebody and have like three people in your belly, and then like somebody comes up to you and kills you, and like the three people disperse and they're all screaming freedom. Um,
I swear I really wanted to add that. I'm so mad that they added it. Because I was essentially messaging the people in Proxy Among Us. I'm like, how do I make this happen? And then this nothing was ever responded to. But I
yeah,
guess maybe I don't know.
I think it'd still be fine without. Maybe
Mhm.
you could have like a text chat, so like anyone in your belly can type in the text chat.
That would be funny. But I think, yeah, if they were able to do it, well, to be fair, if Town of Us was able to do it, then we could do it if we really wanted to.
Yeah,
But I can see what you're saying, where like if you're gonna go full chaos, why not play Town of Us?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. What other thing I want to mention? Um, so what do you think about like romantic? Is it competitive, not competitive?
Um, I don't think it's. At first I didn't like it because you could tell who like you were romantic, but I like it um when you don't know, like that setting's
Hmm.
turned off. Uh like if I see a heart in the meeting as imposter, I'm gonna like lurk outside of people's visions and see if somebody's like dancing on somebody.
Hmm.
Because then you can see you can kill the person that was danced on and then shoot the other person as vengeful.
Yeah.
um I actually don't get romantic at all. Like when we're playing like on Sunday lobbies with romantic on, I don't think I like ever get romantic. Like I'm the romantic person.
I'll romantic you
Uh,
next time.
okay, cool.
I will.
Uh,
I think the last person I romanced was Gidge because they were new to the lobby and then they died immediately. And
yeah,
then I avenged them by killing Fel.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I usually try to pick the person who's having like a bad day or or
Yeah.
is new.
Um, but yeah, with romantic on, imposter chat has to be off.
Yeah.
Um, I think that just becomes a three-person voting block on six is you're gonna tie the game and win.
Hmm.
You can kill one person and somebody spams report, you're still going to be up 3-2.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I got so much better. I think I like romantic a lot more now. It felt like every time we used to have romantic before, we had the person could see their romantic that they had a romantic.
mhm.
It was just always impromantic, like at least once a lobby. Like it was impromantic. And now I can't even remember the last time there was an impromantic where like they were all alive on six.
Can Sheriff shoot a romantic that has romantic and imposter?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, then you only really have Sheriff and Vigilante that can shoot out a romantic imp. Or if the other partner kills like that romantic imp,
Which happens a lot
which
actually.
happens a lot because the settings are what they should be now. But
Yeah. No, it's so much better.
um, yeah,
When we first added romantic, it was very tiring. because it was essentially the same, like 3 or 4 people, at least in bobsled, who would just get picked.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
think romantic can be very meta-y.
yeah.
Like if this person's romantic or like I don't know, it's very easy to tell like who would pick who.
Hmm.
Uh, so yeah, do like what you did, romantic itch, who or it's just somebody like you just run up to a stack or hit romantic. Oh,
Yeah,
that's my romantic partner. Um,
yeah.
but yeah,
I always try to mix it up. I don't get it that often, but yeah, I like to like I remember because I used to get voted for this too, where I'm like it's I was when it was when there was like a heart, I'm like 90% of the time the person romance Stella or Pinky, and if 5 ups in the lobby, then also them.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think actually I don't know if I have this VOD on my channel, but um the last time I was on a romantic, the person I romantic was Imp, and I literally put in the chat, I said, "Hey, it's me. I love you," or something like that. Like I just outed to everyone that I romantic some like this person, and like nobody caught it. And half the
That's,
time, I don't think people know if I'm trolling or not because
you troll a lot.
um, like I'll do it as arsonist too. I'll say you smell funny, or um,
I need
or
to douse you.
I'll just straight up say like I need like I like need one more person to douse. Or like I will in Mafia it's called open wolfing. Um, I literally do this as neutral and can get away with it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you do. I would be too afraid to shoot you as imp. And as crewmate, I'm like, it's the imp's job to deal with that situation. Uh,
Yeah, but if I see that as a vigilante, you know I'm shooting it.
okay. Yeah, fair enough. Okay. So, what are some pros and cons you think for Vanilla Plus versus modded? Like Vanilla Plus first, like the relaxed lobbies on Sunday. Because like one of the reasons I really wanted you for this topic was that I feel like you get genuine enjoyment out of all lobbies, which I cannot say for most people. Like most people, like I think like Kara and Arman, just they are like I am a vanilla plus like person. I will play other lobbies, but I really enjoy vanilla plus. And then there's a lot of people who are like, oh, vanilla plus is too serious. I really want something more like relaxed, like modded. But you just, I feel like you enjoy all of them. So that's why I really wanted your perspective.
Yeah, I'm a very go with the flow kind of person.
Hmm.
So I like Vanilla Plus. I like um, the Sunday modded lobbies. I like proxy lobbies. I like the chaos lobbies
Hmm.
because I am very good at changing how I play the game based on the type of lobby.
Hmm.
And that's how I find enjoyment. So like Sunday lobbies, I know I control a little bit more.
Yeah.
Um, whereas Thursdays, I try and get a little bit more serious, and I still like to troll in certain situations, but like it's not like hindering the game by trolling.
Yeah.
Um, like if I'm voting, I'm like, hey, I'm farming votes on Thursday because we keep track of stats. But yeah, I think um, pros for Vanilla Plus, less people, um, less people to ask their location, ask people to ask their pathing. Um, Still have some issues where some people might not give their location and you have to like force it out of them. But it's different from having 8 or 9 alive meeting one than having 11.
Yeah.
Um, there's that. I don't know.
I
Do
have been
we?
known to zone out on 11.
Yeah, on Sundays, do we have like tasks for like certain like admins and stuff? Do we still do those on
Yeah. Oh
Sundays?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
I was like max task for cams. It's just there's 12 people. We can use our eyes to see people. We don't need cams.
the timer is a huge plus on Thursdays.
Yeah.
Um, Saying somebody died at 9:36, body got reported 20 seconds later and a second body died within that time, then you've got time for like you can literally say down to the second.
Hmm.
Um, so I really like the timer edition.
Okay.
Um,
Because Five Up was really annoyed about that.
yeah, I think we take it a little bit like
Like me, I like rarely pay attention to the timer. Sometimes I'll remember when a body died. If I was on vitals, I'll remember. But most of the times I'm just like, this is for the ranked people, so they stopped misclearing people.
yeah, and it's like it's the same. It's saying somebody died at 9:30 instead of saying they died 15 seconds ago. It's the same thing. It
Yeah.
just it just sounds nerdier if you say at 9:30. Um,
That's why I like saying node names. It sounds nerdier. It's great.
yeah, because I'm very bad at counting. Um,
Me too.
and
Me
like
too.
keeping track of time. Um, so I think that like having that actual number helps a little bit, and um, especially with like giving clears, you could say you cross somebody at a certain time, but if you don't have it, somebody could say, "Oh, I crossed them 10 seconds ago," but it was actually 15 seconds ago, and they got a kill with that within that 5 second like time difference. Um, so I do like it, but I can see where it's kind of like very sweaty or someone might not like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, no, I can see
Um,
it. I kind of just like am neutral about it. Like I'm like if someone asked me exactly what time a body dropped on the timer, I'm like, I don't know. I'm not gonna change my play
yeah,
style for it, but like sometimes I'll try to take note.
I actually probably only look at it if I go on vitals or
Yeah.
admin. That's the only time I look at it.
Yeah.
Um, actually, I lied. As imposter, I use it to fake tasks.
I do that too.
Um,
I do that too.
like I run up to a download, I'm like, oh, 8 seconds from now.
It's great.
And I can kind of turn my brain off for 8 seconds.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so that's a positive. Um, negatives for a vanilla plus lobby versus a Sunday lobby, or I should say Thursday versus Sunday lobby.
Hmm.
Um, lately, we've had a lot of signups on Thursday, and it sucks leaving people out. Um, and like they don't get to play on Thursdays. Um,
Yeah.
so I would love to have even more signups and have possibly a second lobby going. Um, but that gets a little bit too chaotic with like organizing two lobbies. If
Hmm.
you have if you have had like any dropouts, like a whole lobby might just be done. And like I don't want to like set people up and be like, oh, we're gonna play, and then like, oh, we don't have enough for a second lobby, you don't get to
Yeah.
play.
Yeah, two lobbies like rarely ever works. And also like some people want to play with other people and if they don't get assigned to like play with the people of their choice, then it's just they're just like, why did I even sign up? Because
Yeah. Um, and with Sunday lobbies, you can do halves because it is a 3 hour lobby. You can
yeah.
do halves. Some people like only doing halves, or like Ward, who can only do a second half. Um, more people get to play when it's halftime, and more like people switch out. It freshens the lobby up. You get to play
Yeah.
differently. Like vibes can get a whole lot better when somebody gets
Yeah.
swapped out.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, and then you just get to include more people.
Yeah, I try
Um,
to include like everyone that signs up if they're on like good terms with like the server. Like I'll include everyone and I just make like I think it's like we had 12 people with 7 people like 14 half slots. Um,
yeah.
but
Um,
yeah, and I like being able to include everyone. It's nice not to like just get everyone like if they sign up, there's like a good chance they're gonna be able to play and not
yeah.
feel like I'm not I guess I'm not like I'm like feel like I'm playing favorites. Where for Thursday lobby, I always kind of like been keeping the consistent
Yeah.
people who've been playing the whole time. And I like keeping it at 2 hours because I feel like at least for competitiveness, I feel 2 hours, like it doesn't feel like it ever drops off where people get tired.
Yeah. I would say that's a negative for me, the two
Hmm.
hour lobbies. I think
Hmm.
for me, I like the 3 hour lobbies.
Yeah.
But I also am not your normal gremlin at nights.
Yeah.
Um, just because I only have a couple nights a week that I actually get to play games. Um, so when it's the lobby is 8 p.m. Central Time, um, I don't get to do anything until 8 p.m. Or I don't know. I don't like single player games, so um, I don't do single player games.
Hmm.
I don't know. It just feels like I'm always waiting to the lobby. I know you've seen me in like VC like an hour and a half early on
I
Thursdays.
come and I join you and I hang out.
Yeah.
If I think I join, like if I see you there early, like I'll even look for you there early. I'll come and I'll hang out like at least 75% of the time
Yeah. I wouldn't be mad if Thursday lobbies got moved up in time.
to like 3 hours.
No,
That's
not
fair.
even 3 hours, but like from like 7 Central Time to like 9 Central Time.
Okay.
Because then the lobby ends at like 9 and I can go to bed.
Yeah,
um,
that's pretty fair. I think one thing is our favorite EU friends, it's already like at 3 a.m. for them.
yeah. But then you like have to think about West Coasters. Like, do you really want us to play an Among Us lobby at 5 o'clock? You know,
Yeah.
some people might not even be off work if they're on the West Coast, or they might just be getting off work and then they
West
can't
Coast
play.
over here. Yeah, I like 6 o'clock. It's perfect for me.
Yeah, so 6 o'clock is like perfect for people who have 9 to 5 jobs on the West Coast.
Hmm.
But then the East Coasters, it's like 9 o'clock start, and then it's like from 9 to 11, and then they have a late night where like the lobby is done at 8 o'clock for you. So it's like you're never gonna make anyone like happy with like a certain
Yeah.
server time. Um,
It's
but I
really
think,
fair. Yeah.
yeah, I'm just bored, and I wish it was like 1 hour longer. Because I think what do we get? How many games do we usually average on Thursdays? Like
10 or
10.
so. Yeah.
Yeah. 10 games of crewmate is not fun.
No. Oh,
Uh,
except I guess speak for yourself because I love crewmate. If I got a night of 10 crewmate games where I'm not dead off cooldown like every game, I am having a good night.
yeah, I like as soon as I hit like 5 in a row, like my level of excitement goes down.
Yeah.
Um, but that's just me personally.
Yeah, some people love imposter. I'm one of my actual favorite parts about Sunday Lobby is that on 12 people, I get imposter so much less. It's amazing. I can just chill out, I can get do tasks. Um, yeah. Maybe use my
Yeah.
role, which I rarely use a role. Like I think I also do the same thing whereas I will guardian shield. Like I swear I try to look for you to guardian shield so many times and you're just like gone.
Oh yeah, I'm like straight to vitals usually.
Straight to
Uh,
vitals.
but yeah.
Okay.
And then I would say I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna say a positive. Actually, no, that's a negative. A negative for Sunday lobbies. Warlock is a big negative for me. Um, I get that the person can't move for 4 seconds, but you're not moving when you're on a task. Like you just go up, fake a task, and
Hmm.
you do Warlock. Most of the time, like half the lobby is standing still on a task, so it's like half the lobby is not going to be clear. Um, and then it's like if somebody dies or explodes, it's like, oh, it was a shade or a warlock. Like, if the imposter's smart, you're not going to do a shade puddle in the middle of O2 with 8 people there. Like, come on.
Sounds
Um,
hilarious.
so
Um,
I think warlock is very strong. Um, I don't know how you would balance it to know. Like, I wish you can kind of balance it
mhm.
to know it was a warlock. Um,
So ideally, my preference would be, if I had my way completely, would be to remove Warlock, but just turn Shade into Swooper where you don't have the puddle. Because I just don't feel like shade is that strong because of the puddle. I
Yeah.
don't know what you think about that.
Um, if I'm shade, probably not going to use it.
Yeah.
If I do use it, it's probably going to be like a shade puddle under storage and make it all the way into O2 and kill somebody and then like hide in boiler room or something.
Hmm.
Um, because if they don't see a shade puddle, people are probably going to think it's a warlock or a shade, and that's even harder. And it even gets worse when it's a wraith lantern kill. Um, but you have to be more strategic with wraith. I think you
Hmm.
actually have to think more as wraith.
It could
Um,
also be a sheriff misfire.
could also be a sheriff misfire, which I don't know.
Yeah.
I think once you get down to like six, seven people alive,
Uh,
those roles just you don't even use them. Um,
yeah.
I
Yeah,
saw, I saw,
I would like to use shade, but I just don't like the puddle. I'm just not uh I'm just not a fan. I'm trying to move on. Uh,
yeah, I
uh,
saw for the 6, 7ers out there. I saw
mm,
a Halloween costume tonight where a guy was wearing a 6 on his shirt and the wife was wearing a 7, and they had like a
no.
hand like this underneath it. It was so funny. Um, but yeah,
Yeah. But yeah, I guess I personally wish Shade was better, but and I'd rather like bump Shade and like nerf Warlock, but like I remember we did a poll and just like it was overwhelmingly people wanted to keep Warlock. And I'm just like,
yeah,
it's fine.
they wanted
It's
to
fine.
keep Warlock but turn
Parasite off.
Parasite off, which you have a normal kill button as Parasite. Like you don't have to use the Parasite. And I would argue that controlling a second you and not being seen is harder than standing still for 4 seconds.
I agree. I agree, but I think it's just the thing with Parasite is it just needs like something, like a little bit of a nerf to make it clear that's what's happening. Like, yeah, just anything. Like, we just need to figure out something, and then I'd love to add Parasite back
Maybe like
personally.
turn down the timer on
Yeah.
like um how long you can control it. Because if I can parasite someone in weapons and take them all the way to left reactor and let them sit there, that's kind of strong, especially if I like run into vitals and then make them drop and then I get cleared for that kill.
Hmm.
Um, maybe like a 10-second timer. Yeah, that
Yeah,
even might be pretty long too.
maybe that's the key because in Sil's Bobsled Lobby, we used to play with Vampire, which if any of you know is like a delayed killer, like you bite someone and they just go off and die 10 seconds later. So you could do something very similar to that, but the way that it was made fair was that the timer was reduced to like 3 or 4 seconds. And so it was less likely for that to happen. And it was more likely it was just going to be like a stat kill. And it was fine. Uh,
Yeah, I think if the timer was reduced, I think that would be easily added back in.
Actually,
Um,
I like that point a lot. I think, but I feel like we'd have to experiment. I feel like maybe like 7 seconds instead of like even 10.
yeah, because if you run somebody to left reactor, then it becomes Undertaker or Parasite. Um, plus,
Honestly,
I
like I
mean,
really like that idea a lot. Like maybe I'll add it back in for tomorrow and people don't hate that. Or we just have like the timer like completely reduced because I guess I hadn't really thought about how to balance it, but like I'd like to like potentially try it. Like it's a really cool role.
yeah,
And
you're rewarded for being able to control a second you.
yeah.
Um, yeah, but you also have the regular kill
Hmm.
button. So if you get it, you don't even have to use it.
Hmm.
I think originally that wasn't an option, or maybe that was like a setting that was turned off and people like had to decay somebody and then they had to kill it or press the button again to kill them. Um, but yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I think enough people raged that it was added, but it's fine. Okay. Another thing I wanted to bring up is what do you think about like one of the biggest differences to me between Vanilla Plus and like a relaxed like modded lobby is guesser wins. What do you think of guesser wins?
like we're on five. I know somebody's rolling shoot out and
Yeah.
win. Um, it's fine for relaxed.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, I guess it could be pretty strong. Um, but it's also not the easiest to find somebody's role
Hmm.
unless it's like you watch them walk over event and it highlights because they trapped it. That's how Word guessed me in a recent lobby. Um, but like if you're a crewmate and you have an obvious like role, don't make it obvious. Like if you parody cop somebody, like
Please
like
don't parody cop on 4. It's just not necessary.
yeah, yeah, like Kara says perfectly, like crewmates outing themselves.
Yeah.
Or if you medic target somebody and they die and you're like, oh, this is 13 seconds old, but I'm in O2. Like,
Yeah, so I think what Kara is saying in chat is 95% of guesser wins rely on one crewmate outing themselves for no reason. And yeah, I agree with you also on that. Um, I feel like I think one of the things I have with why modded will never be as competitive as Vanilla Plus is that I feel like the ideal way to play modded is just never to use your role and take advantage to playing on like 12 because most of the like you can just solve the game. You don't need like parity crop. You don't need trapper. You don't need to vigilante someone on 7. A lot of times it will make it more confusing. It's just better to use vanilla Among Us logic to figure it out. But like for Sunday lobbies, like I like it being relaxed because I don't want to have to feel like annoyed about people using their roles and having fun. That's that's kind of like where I'm at. Like if this was like if it was like really competitive, like modded, and someone like used their role like late game, it would just feel really like frustrating. But because
yeah,
it's just like kind of like more chill, it's like they vigilanted on 7, they took their shot now, and crew had
now
to
you have
have
to
fun,
vote.
I guess. But
Um, it's kind of like with Mayor too.
yeah.
Um, like if we're on even six voting, like mayor's alive. Um, but the mayor then gets to see who voted for who. Could easily uh, trade out their life for the other imposter and win the game. Um, so as mayor, I'll actually like if we're on five, I'll actually no vote. Um, just to mess with the counting, like the imposters counting. But
Hmm.
like if the mayor votes and there's like four alive, the imposter win rate goes up tremendously because they could just take a stab at it if they're caught. If they don't win the game by themselves, they have a 33% chance to shoot out the mayor
Hmm.
if they're caught and like have no other option. Um,
Yeah. So I think our band's bringing up in chat. I think it was this was my last guesser win. I was imposters with Lilith, and I think we voted out someone on 6, but there was a reactor fix and the crewmates got a button off. And I think you tried to cover for our man that you fixed reactor, but I kind of read into that as, oh, you're covering for our man because you knew they fixed reactor. And that was like for
yeah,
me a really rewarding guess. Like sometimes there's can be guesses where someone just like vents in front of you and it highlights blue and it doesn't feel like super rewarding to guess that. But there's some where it feels like, oh, like I did the deduction and I figured it out, and that felt really rewarding. Like all the times I used to be able to guess Pinky as sheriff. I have like a whole video on guessing Pinky as sheriff because I would just like read like tells, and that was rewarding. But yeah, like I
Yeah.
think other guesses are not as rewarding. Like one time I got caught dragging a body by Lilith, and but I think Shield Lion had parody copped me and someone else, and it was just like, oh, like press a
Yeah.
button.
I think we can go back to the other question
Hmm.
of like when people out their roles, like I don't know if you remember that game where I was vigilante and Yami vented in front of like three or four of us, and I shot him as engineer, and I was vigilante. I shot a crewmate as a crewmate.
I've done that.
Um, just because like so I think what we when we say that when like if somebody outs their role, it doesn't feel good to like leave them alive and then guess them for the win.
Yeah,
Like if you know this engineer, you say in M chat, this person's engineer, don't kill them. And then
yeah,
that you can go to 5. You can double kill on 7 because nobody's going to vote on 7. You double kill, you instantly report your double
yeah,
kill and shoot and win. Um, but that also requires crewmates to be good crewmates. And if they're not a good crewmate, then the entire crewmates are losing because of it.
yeah.
So I think that's the difference between like somebody outing the role and then
Hmm.
imposters saving them for a later shot versus like what you did to me and our man. That's
Yeah,
like a rewarding win.
yeah. That, yeah, yeah. I agree. Yeah, just like, oh, they vented. They did this. They're this obvious role. I have done that before where I've even been shot by the vigilante as sheriff. It was funny. It was Wiz. They
Yeah.
shot me.
I as vigilante, I'll shoot romantic too
That's totally fair.
because I might know this person's the romantic and this is their target. I don't know if the other person's crewmate. I shoot them out. Like that's you know, they could be imp romantic. I don't know. If they're crewmate romantic, whatever, we'll live. Um,
Hmm.
so I do like Vigi and like I can tell people's roles when I'm not Vigi, but when I am Vigi, sometimes I just like am oblivious to people's roles. But I do like shooting crewmates out as vigilante. It's so funny.
Yeah, no, it is
Um,
funny. I agree. We used to I think we used to shoot out the swapper too, back when swapper was still a thing.
I
Yeah. Uh, do you have opinions on
those
swapper?
I think once you guys remove Swapper, I think like I was trolling and I said I had a great idea for a crewmate role, but I like but the way I like described Swapper was like it was still Swapper, but it was like not saying it was Swapper. It was like being able to move two crewmates positions in a meeting when you're voting. There's like just like a more sophisticated way to say Swapper. It's a dumb role. It's a very troll role and it's fine for like proxy and trolling lobbies, um, but never again in stellar roles.
Yeah, oh, I remember. I remember the moment I turned off Swapper is that I think I had gotten voted out and my imposter partner was having like an amazing like 1v9 and she lost to a Swapper and it was just it felt so bad that I'm just like this needs to be off. Like,
It it when people use Swapper, it's going to be more to troll than actually try and save the game.
yeah.
Like if everyone's trying to vote somebody and I think they're crew, I'm going to swap it to somebody else that I don't think is crew. Um, that's playing it correctly. Where if I swap it from like I've seen people the swapper swap themselves with the person being voted. Like that's just troll. But that's something I would do. Um,
Swap it with the jester. Swap it with the jester.
yeah, or like swapping to a jester or executioner win is annoying.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
but yeah.
One last thing I really want to bring up about like vanilla versus modded is I remember I think this was like 5 Up said this in Stell's lobby where it could feel really bad sometimes. Like, well, one of the difference between vanilla and modded in playing with like like a guesser and playing without a guesser is that sometimes the imposter can just be like, I'm done with this and guess themselves out, right? And it's some I feel like it is more rewarding for crew to just like on like a final three actually have to like vote and then see them get ejected and like wonder for a second, like, did I get it right? Did I not get it right? It can feel a bit anticlimactic when when you feel like the guesser's just always taking themselves out and you never even get to that situation where someone's actually being voted out unless they're a crewmate. What do you
Yeah,
think about that?
I think in that situation that an imp's just going to take themselves out is one, they're caught, they're going to be voted no matter what.
Yeah.
If they're just speeding up the game,
Yeah, yeah.
even if it's only by like 30 seconds, they're going to. And, I might click on somebody's name, click a random roll. That's a one in how many chance of possibly getting it right?
Yeah, yeah.
And winning off that I would question if they were stream sniping.
Yeah. No, no, I would like that
uh,
before and I'm like, oh, that
yeah.
like I'm like, how did
Or
I do
like,
that? I can never explain that guess ever.
or
It
like,
feels awful.
I think as Vigi once, I shot a crewmate because I clicked their name and I didn't even move my mouse and I clicked again, and they were the role that was already hovered, um, which hilarious, but I'm pretty sure it was Fairy too. I
Poor
saw
Fairy.
Fairy in chat,
We love
um,
Fairy.
but yeah, they're either gonna take themselves out or they're gonna misguess because they have they know there's a trapper in the game,
Yeah.
or I mean, every game might have an administrator or medic or trapper, or if you're on 4 and you see there's a mayor, you have that 33% chance of a mayor. um so if you're like, if I'm going to lose, like, I got caught killing, both crewmates are going to vote me, now I have a 33% chance
Hmm.
of guessing someone out because I know their role is mayor, or like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't mind having like an option to like remove guessing after like a certain amount of people. I don't know if that's possible.
No, no, we want guesser. It was more that sometimes people would just be like, it would just be like, I give up. I'm taking myself out. And they weren't even
Yeah,
that sus. So it was like, and it was like not that it was more like they didn't want to play and they didn't want to like have to
yeah.
lie.
And
Yeah.
actually, I can meta people off that.
Yeah.
Somebody gets caught round one. If the imposter if the second imposter does not shoot out, I can easily say, I know this person's crew because of that. I'll give an example. Ward.
I was gonna say Ward. I was about to say
Ward will
Ward.
shoot himself out because his imposter partner got caught and he doesn't want to play 1v9 or 1v10.
Yeah, it's very
Uh,
understandable and it's kind of nice to have that option, but also it's very uh like if it was like a competitive lobby, it would feel like you gotta try. Don't yeah. Like there was times when like when my imposter partner got caught, I'm just like I really want to hit the button, but I'm like, no, I can't do that. I have to at least try my best.
yeah. Um, I will take the 1v10, 1v9,
Yeah,
1v11
I know you
every
will.
day. Just feels rewarding if I win.
Okay.
Uh,
Do you have anything left to say on the modded verse Among Us topic before we move on to a little bit of Mafia talk?
um, I think both are great.
Hmm.
But like we said earlier, one might not be for the other.
Yeah.
Like certain people might prefer one over the other.
Hmm.
Um, but then there's people like me who can change their play style and like how they play the game based off what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because I'm one person to like try and make sure everyone's having a good time, and like, um, just same in like real life. Like when I went to TwitchCon, like I was making sure everyone had a good time. Like that was my role. I felt, um, But
Yeah,
yeah,
I understand that. As lobby host, I want everyone to have a good time as well. And if like someone seems bothered, I always will message them after, being like, "Hey, is everything all right?"
yeah. So I like everything. I just also enjoy. I think I do it not because I like Among Us. I think I do it a bit more because I enjoy playing games with people I enjoy playing games with.
Yeah.
Um, I'll even throw in like Phasmophobia. I think
Yeah.
Phasmophobia is not a good game, but I still
It's
do it.
it is certainly a game,
I do it
but it's
because I get to play with my friends
yeah.
and I get to have fun. So
Yeah. And we get to ask what's for dinner, and it's always the monkey paw on the plate.
yeah,
We did that once last week. Wait, or once when you were gone. But yeah. Okay. So I don't know if a lot of people in my Twitch chat know. I played Video Mafia for the first time ever last night, and it was a very interesting experience for sure. Uh,
you
and
had
I
some
definitely
enjoyable
have
people.
some thoughts, like comparing it to Among Us. Like I was like, this was originally supposed to be vanilla versus modded, but I'm like, we could also do a little bit verse Mafia too.
Yeah, should I give my background in Mafia and
Yes,
like
please give your background.
oh my God. Okay, so I actually started watching Mafia on Twitch at in the last quarter of 2012. It was on a streamer named Koibu. He streamed. It was called Esports Mafia and had like MLG Ryan. It had Liquid Sheath. It had SC Trump was in there before. Um, there are a lot of StarCraft people. Um, and I watched this like esports mafia once a week. And I was like, wow, this is so interesting. Um, and I watched it for a couple months. And then um, some of the viewers actually made their own mafia community on a channel called Daily Mafia. And the whole goal was to play mafia every single day because the esports mafia was only once a week. So I actually joined the Daily Mafia community in January of 2013. Um, didn't play I was kind of in and out of Mafia. I had like full-time job, school. I'd play. Um, I'd be in a lot of like hangout Zooms. We'd play other games together. Um, yeah, huge history of Daily Mafia. Um, there's been three different owners of Daily Mafia. The original owner who started it when I played, still really good friends with him. He owns a card shop. I've been met him in person, um, going back next year. Uh, but yeah, so I've been a part of this mafia community for coming up on what
14 years?
13 years, the beginning of 2013.
Okay.
So yeah, so yeah, and some of these people that I've known since I began in 2013, I got to meet for the first time at TwitchCon a couple weeks ago. Um, but yeah, I've it's now called the Elo Mafia because they have Elo nights where like there's ratings, kind of what we do on Thursdays, um, with stats. Um, but a lot of these people I've known for 10 years. So yeah, and then so when my mafia world that I've known for a long time starts to mesh with like people I know from Among Us, like Pinky,
Mhm.
it's like so weird because like my two worlds come like clash and like it was crazy for me. But yeah, I got to see like Pinky at TwitchCon that I've known for a couple of years. Quicks I've known for a couple of years. I got to see him at TwitchCon, hung out with him a lot. Um, but yeah, Mafia, super fun social deduction game. It's like Among Us, but you're in a meeting for 3 hours. Um, you can't clear people off of tasks. You have to clear people off of voting logic. There's roles like Among Us. You have to like clear people that way, and like tells, and it's like a lot harder than Among Us. Um, but yeah, I
Yeah.
enjoy it. I don't get to play
It's
as much, but I do enjoy it.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. Our man would hate the way that people get hard cleared. Like it was watching it was very interesting because like I'd be in a meeting and they're like, oh, these three people, they're definitely town. Then like 5 minutes later, like all of them are being formaled, and I'm like, what? Formal is when you're like basically up to be voted off the island.
Yeah.
Uh, and I'm like, I thought these people were town. How did we get moved from this point to this point? Um, like people are definitely people's reads can definitely be very much like a wave. It feels like.
Yeah. And it's like with Among Us, the first meeting, you can go off of, oh, who did you see? Where were you at? In Mafia, day one is a vibe check. Who's talking, like who's not talking, who's interacting with who. Um, so there's a lot of people, including myself, kind of potato day one because I hate fake interactions. Like if I say I read somebody down because of their smile day one, I hate that. It gives me the yuck. Um, I like clearing people off of like their reads and
Hmm.
who voted for who. That's how I'm more like analytical instead of like vibe checky, which a lot of people are. And the like more outgoing extrovert people usually don't die day one in Mafia because they can fake having a good time and people will town read them off of it. Um,
Yeah. I definitely I understand your point of like I like to clear people off like clears. I do think though they're like the first time one of the times I watched there's like two examples I have. I was watching Five Up play and I think it was Wine or Ant died round one and he had the biggest like eye roll initially that I like immediately hard cleared him off that. And I thought that was totally fair. And he was actually town, but it was just like
yeah,
a like you know they would never just like night one this person.
yeah,
Um,
um, yeah, because they like if there's 15 people, two people are not even going to play the game. And there's a meta going on right now in Elo Mafia of like certain people getting night zeroed because they're not fun to play with, or
oh.
they just when they are playing, they're not playing the game. They're just sitting there and they're like, "I'm town," but don't give a reason why they're town. They just don't give reasons behind things, and that's the whole
Hmm.
point of the game. That's what you have to go off of is why do you think this is person is town, or even mafia. Um, but like there's also a meta of somebody dying night zero and not getting to play the game, and people going, "Oh, I would never kill that person."
Mm.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so you can read off of night zeros. In the end, I don't think you should read too much into night zeros because any good mafia player will kill anybody.
Hmm.
Um,
Fair enough.
because you'll probably play with them again game two or like the next night. Um, but yeah,
I also cleared Rocker off of his reaction to well being like to like the like just being there night zero because I knew that they had had Mafia a few games in before and they just looked so relieved. Um,
yeah, it's
uh,
like like day one, trying to come up with like reads is hard for me for like oh, this person seems like they're having a good time. They're probably town. Um, like I can do that. I can make those reads as mafia because I have perfect game information
yeah.
besides like power rules. But like as town, I'm just like I don't feel good giving those because like I don't necessarily believe it. Like if somebody's sitting there having a good time, I feel weird calling them town just because they're like happy. Like um, somebody who's just sitting there like doing nothing might be a PR or something like
Yeah.
I don't know. It's very hard.
Yeah, I actually like that's one of the things that really annoyed me, especially about like the text-based mafia, was that like, oh, this person like the hard clears off like nothing was just like it just was like it was to me at the point where it's not fun, where it's just like, oh, you're hard clearing people off nothing, and then like the mafia gets hard cleared every single time. It doesn't even feel like that much of skill, like to just like be having a good time.
Yeah.
Um, that's
Um,
why I use, yeah, I don't know. I like very was very limited in like my reads, and I only really tried to like read people that I kind of had seen play at least once or tw two times, or like Lou or um. I was also reading like Cows Imp too. I don't know if
uh,
you watched that game.
I skimmed through it. We're talking about Forum Mafia. I did play in a Forum Mafia game with like Clara,
Mm-hmm.
Quicks, Seagirl.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and day one, both Seagirl and Yuri both gave a long list of reads, like based off of everyone saying like hi. And I'm like, how do you do that? And I called them both out. I'm like, I think one of you is just doing this as mafia to like have presence early and like not get scum red. Um, and guess what? Yuri was mafia, and I rode that to the end. Um, yeah, it just felt like they were giving reads to give reads, and I felt like, and it was a text-based game. It just felt like they didn't believe what they typed. It
Yeah.
was you'd have to read it, but it was like I just don't like that those fake reads so early into day one.
Yeah.
Um,
That's fair. Um, I remember like, well, I actually got a little bit scum read for this by Wyan, which was totally fair. I said I when I joined, I was like if people think I'm unusually quiet, it's because I'm new and I'm just trying to like learn the metas. And Wine was like, "Oh, it seems well, they were like, I know you're new, and that's totally fair, and but it might be just like it can feel a little bit scummy because you're giving a reason to be quiet." And I'm like, "Yeah, I understand
yeah,
that reason, but I also like kind of like the thought on like not even like saying anything for like the first 5 minutes and just like observing and trying to like because I don't know, I was like a sponge like collecting information."
yeah.
Uh,
There will be people that don't even say a single word day one.
mhm,
Um, a game I watched the other night. Um, Somebody made it to final three without having to give a formal or like give the reads at all. Just because so much information was given by like the cop, Vigi, medic, all that stuff,
mhm,
that this person made it to final three without giving any reads or anything. And they were town and they were red. They're it was Wyan, Chipper. I don't know if you know Chipper. I don't think he played. And then Mint, who was guild leader. I think she was in your game. Um,
yeah, Mint was in my game.
yeah, and Mint was the mafia. Wyan called her out for not for no voting her partners that were confirmed mafia. Um, and Town Red Chipper based off that, but then Chipper didn't actually vote Mint, and Mafia ended up winning. Um,
Mm,
that was a wild game. Um, but yeah, there's some days where people just don't go like a whole day without speaking at all.
yeah.
Just because there's only what 15 minutes day one, and you've got 13 people. That's like a minute per person.
That seems like so much time, but it really went by
It's
really
not.
fast.
It's not
Yeah,
because half of day one is chatting about
the
random
weather.
things
Yeah.
or like, yeah. So
Yeah. And one other thing I wanted to talk about is like the roles just are very different than like Among Us. Like in like Cellar Roles, it's all about balance. In Mafia, like sometimes you just get like flat outed by PRs like all the time and it's expected and you just deal with it.
yep.
And I can imagine that it can feel like really bad as Mafia to be outed like that. Like, and it kind of goes between like kind of like a highs of like, oh, you're the PR, you get to out someone, and lows of you're the Mafia, you get outed just like RNG by a PR. What are your thoughts on
Are you
that?
talking about like when you counterclaimed last night? You
No,
call it
no,
or
no.
like
Like just in general, just in general.
okay, because the first thing I thought of was I'm the parody cop.
Yeah,
I check Unite Zero
yeah,
and then I check Kara Night One, but you die in the night to obvious Mafia and you're different to Kara. To me, that's just a red check on Kara. I know Kara is now Mafia.
yeah.
Um, that doesn't happen very often, but when it does happen, it's like as mafia, you either have to push back on the cop and like either fake claim a role yourself, because I could say, oh wait, no, I'm the medic. Okay, now the actual medic might out, and your team can kill them, and there's no more like PRs besides like the Vigi maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, the cop is really the only outing role, unless like your mafia claiming a role, and then like last night when you counterclaimed, like
It was
if you weren't new and like the way you counterclaimed, that just outed Realm as mafia. But there's like
well, she
actual
also had hard cleared me before. Like I waited for
yeah
her to hard clear me. So essentially what happened last night is I was cop and Realm was kind of hinting at being my role. And when she gets formaled, she says that she texted me night one and I matched with Alpha, who was a crewmate and died. And right after she said that, like I'm a hard cleared, I'm like, wait, but I'm the cop. So she green checked me and then she got outed. It was
yeah
like very
it's
unfortunate.
it's different when like two veterans claim the same role because now
Hmm.
it's like okay, I'm regular town, I don't know who I'm going to believe.
Hmm.
um that's more fun. I think more people should fake claim in mafia. It just makes one the game more fun. um and like people have to actually think. I remember a mafia game. I was mafia. Ant Frost claimed medic, and I counterclaimed him. I said, "No, wait, I'm the medic." Um, and we had three alive, so it was three alive on nine.
Hmm.
We vote. Um, we shot a town to go to eight, and then so there's three mafia alive. We split the kill, and it's six, and it's three town, three mafia,
Hmm.
mafia win. What happened was so they didn't lynch me or Ant because we both claimed medic. They're like, oh, you keep both of them alive because then the real medic has a chance to get a save. Um, so what happened was the three, it was me, Lovely, and I don't remember who the third person was. Um, we split KP. We put one kill on Ant, who was the real medic, and one kill on a random town. Ant saved that random town. So we went into the day with seven alive with Ant dying. And if Ant's dead, Ant's probably the real medic. I'm just outed. So I'm sitting there open wolfing, like trolling because I'm like, you guys are going to kill me. But then I realized that they were still confused. And I actually like started lying and I was like, Ant was just town trying to like roll swap with me so he would die and I wouldn't die. And then I was trying to convince them to sleep where we like just go to the night phase without killing anybody. I'm like, if we sleep, I can prove that I'm the medic because they would either have to kill me because I'm like, I didn't save this person last night, so they'd have to kill someone outside. Um,
Hmm.
crazy game. I wish it was recorded. Yeah, but counterclaiming and having like counterclaim battles is really fun. Um,
Yeah. To be fair, I definitely, yeah, I think that even if she hadn't cleared me because I was new, I would definitely get the people would probably vote them because I was like new and they would less likely think that I would do that. That's my perspective. Like versus like two veterans going off after each other. Like for example, like if a new person joined an Among Us lobby and hard accused like Kara, everyone's gonna vote for Kara like 99% of the time. And
yeah,
I would have felt like worse if that happened than if Realm had like hard cleared me first and then I was like, oh, but yeah.
I think that actually kind of I think it happened the other night in
Mhm.
Among Us. I think it was Blake reported a body and
Like
said it was
isn't
in
new.
specimen,
Yeah.
new to the lobby. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I've never played with them. And like, I'm just like, oh, they just sound so crew. And I think we voted you out and it wasn't right. or
Yeah,
it
I
would.
know because you guys said it was between me and Palm, and I didn't even think it was Palm, so I just skipped.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would tell you, Blake is not new. Blake is an OG. Well, I guess OG to playing with me at least.
Yeah. And I just didn't know how they played.
Mhm.
And like thinking someone that I never played with like would make a play of like misplacing the body and giving admin info like was crazy. So
Yeah, well, there's a reason that I was having Blake in the lobbies. I told you. I think I remember messaging you and Blake would message me, and I'm like, "You're gonna love Blake." You remember saying that? Yeah, but yeah, Blake is older than Kara. That is 100% true. They were just known as Music Man when I played with them originally. Okay. I think it's been a really fun conversation, Gunny. I think it's probably around time to end, and I really appreciate you coming on, and I hope everyone enjoyed watching. Do you have any final thoughts?
um let me win more as imposter.
I did say we were gonna get imposters on Thursday, and it didn't happen, so I
Did
guess it's
not
gonna be
happen.
next Thursday.
Yeah, I think I on Thursday I got imposters with Palm.
Yeah.
And I think round one I killed two people. It was you. I remember I dragged you from
I
boiler
asked to
room
be
to
killed
O2
too, so
hallway.
you just helped me out
Uh,
because I'd made it to
but
final three the game before.
like like I feel like I had a lot of sus, and then Palm goes, "Well, I'm an electric," and your body is like right next to electric, and it just like made them look so bad. I think they got voted out first because of it.
Well, I think they got voted out, like they got caught killing the next round.
Yeah, it's just like
Mhm.
yeah, Palm's a good imposter. Was just unlucky that
Yeah.
I tried to get all the sus on me, but they also got caught. And so now it's just like we're both almost outed. The chances of us winning are just very low at that
Hmm.
point.
Okay. Anyway, goodbye for now, everyone. I should make some more evil lists of this videos. Okay, now
Wait,
let
yeah,
me.
ask questions from chat.
Oh, any
That's a good way
questions?
to end.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yes, good. Questions from chat. Anyone have questions?
On the left of my camera, this
Kara is asking if on Gunny's camera if there is a violin bow. Oh, Gunny, are you gone? Okay, Gunny's back. Of course it's a lightsaber.
it's a lightsaber. I custom
Oh,
built it.
that's cool. So
And I
cool.
have a little stand. It's above my fireplace.
That is so appropriate.
I have a fireplace in my office.
Okay. Any other questions from the chat?
Any Among Us related questions?
Yes, we love questions. Come on, Kara, you have a question. I do. Okay. Let's hear it. You must be typing. Alyssa, when are you going to switch up the way you push me out when you are imp?
Next question.
I'm like, oh, when was the last time I pushed out Kara when I was imp? I don't even remember, but I was a oh. We were both imps together and you morphed as me. Please don't do that. I don't know, even know it. I feel like you do accuse Kara a lot when you're imp. Oh yeah, it's because people are paranoid of Kara. Oh,
That
I don't think okay, Kara, you didn't say I'm gonna morph as you. You told me you are morphling. There's a difference. That is not implied.
when you morphed as her and like we
I
went into
just
the meeting,
yeah.
I was like, I'm pretty sure Alyssa's the second because you didn't really like, you said that there was a morphling of you, but you didn't like keep harping at it. You said it once, and then I felt like you muted because you were laughing so hard.
I don't think I even muted. I think I was just more like everyone says morphling that I feel like if I say there's a morphling, it's just gonna bring more attention onto me, and I needed you to like talk about it.
Well, I knew
Yeah.
because
I
I
didn't know
said
what to do.
round one there was a morphling of me because I was actually like never an
Yeah.
O2.
Yeah.
So, but then like people didn't really believe it still, and I'm like, I read you as imp because you weren't like backing me up.
Yeah, that's fair. I thought I was. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. I saw like myself and I'm just like, huh? It happens quite, I see myself kill a lot. Like I think Palm morphed as me in Specimen like a few weeks ago. I walk in on Palm killing me and then I got sussed because I reported and didn't like chase them, which is actually pretty fair because you should probably chase some Morphling if they just killed.
Yeah, I think tomorrow night if I get morphling, I'm gonna morph as you on canisters or an O2 and kill with you there.
I'm gonna go with Labs as Specimen every game, which might actually be worse.
Yeah, don't lurk in labs because I'll kill you there too.
It's always a med scan. I always get killed on med scan. I've never been able to finish a med scan, like ever. Okay. Come on, someone else ask a question. Arman, I know you have a question.
I don't know if our man's there. Oh wait, maybe they are.
They are
I
there.
think our man has a banger question.
Yeah. Questions from the audience. And Lou is streaming Mafia too.
While our man thinks of a question, uh, what is the order of your Among Us maps that you like your favorite?
I hate saying like Polus is my favorite. That feels very like generic. I think Polus, scaled Mira airship fungal.
I would say Mira is my favorite.
Okay.
And then Polis, then Skeld, then not playing the game, and then Fungal.
And then airship?
I've played Airship once, and it was
Okay,
in
fair
the
enough.
proxy lobby, maybe
Okay.
twice.
Gunny, what's
Uh,
Alyssa's most obvious tell?
um,
You can't be killing it O2.
the tell I had on you, I don't think is a tell anymore because you did it as crewmate.
Woo.
Um, you say a certain phrase. Um, I
Is
forgot
it
what the
about having
phrase is.
friends?
No, you say like in a meeting, like something along the lines of um I don't even remember. I'd have to look at a VOD. Um, yeah. It's like
Okay.
the way you push a meeting. I think it's very telling when you're a crewmate trying to lead a crewmate meeting. Um, but then there's like a way you do it as imposter. And you always used to say like a certain like phrase. Um, but
I
yeah,
don't know what it is.
I'll have to like look it up and because you did
I
it
need
the
to
other night
know.
as crewmate, and I'm like, I thought you were imposter, but I was but then I died and I'm like, wait, you were crewmate. Um,
Yes. Okay. I love beating the meta. Yeah, Gunny's tell is
I know what you're gonna say.
paying attention paying attention when they're imposter, but less when they're crewmate. Like and being able to reference stuff back like very early rounds as to why they're clear.
Yeah,
With like some vocal
yeah.
tells.
I would say
Yeah.
my tell is I get pissed when I should be cleared and I'm not.
Yeah. That's something that I've like worked really hard to not be pissed imposter because I'm not cleared for a kill I didn't do. Like it's very, very extremely annoying to like when you should so obviously be cleared, but you're not. And if you harp on it too much, then it just reads like you're an angry imp. And that's what I called
Yeah.
a Kawa yesterday on different Mafia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Our man's last question. Who are your favorite imposter partners? We answered this earlier, but mine was Alyssa and Mads. I have high win rates with them. And
And mhm.
I'll say a third. I really like Amp with Clara because every time we're amps together, we're just gonna run around and double kill. Um, so those are my imposter partners.
And I always have the same answer for imposter partner. My favorite is toxic because we just like stack buys and specimen. And there's just a beauty about that. Just like no pressure. We're just gonna go and just see how many buys we can stack in specimen. And and it's just like I'm not the biggest fan of imposter, so it's just kind of something kind of that takes kind of like the edge off is just being able to just go and stack and specimen and not having to worry. I don't know if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yep.
I'd have to make like a tier list of imposter partners after that. Because I think it definitely is different for different people. Like someone might be a really good partner for one person, but they might be a different uh partner for a
Yeah,
good
I've got a
person.
couple people that when I roll imp with them, I'm like, it's probably gonna be a loss.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna play more fun and trolly.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, but sometimes that's like you need that every once in a while. Like,
Yeah, there's definitely some people I used to be like, if I rolled in with them, I'm like, it's already a loss. Like losing on like the winning, like on the start screen. But that doesn't happen in Vanilla Plus anymore. Like that doesn't happen in Vanilla Plus, I will say. Like I think like every person has like a strength. Okay. This is why Cultist is the most OP role. Okay. I think now we will truly end. And we're gonna raid Lou because they're streaming Mafia and you guys should go check it out. It was really fun. Thank you, Gunny, for joining. It was very fun. Okay.
yep, yep.
Let me end. Wait, how do I end stream? I
I
don't
don't know how
know.
you
Stop live stream. Okay, I figured